Howdy gamers. Now, microphone quality might be a bit bad. I get that. I wasn't gonna do voice reveal on this channel until this happened. But yeah, this video got kind of popular. 20,000 views, and it was made last year. It was pretty okay. I mean, it was just some shitty creepypasta that I put together in 4 hours with a video that was kept at 480p. Don't believe YouTube's lies. But hey, as you can tell already, this is a much better recording, and this is an entirely different computer. But I got the ROMs with me, and I'll show you through step by step what I did and how I did it. Okay, so let's get this out of the way first. This was not one hack that quote-unquote crashed and then moved on to different sections in unison. That was editing magic. The real magic here, that was actually Mario 64, was derived of these two hacks, the red fog and blue fog, which is kind of self-explanatory. But we'll go through blue fog first and what happened. So as you can tell, there's only two areas. There's Castle Grounds, which is where Mario is forced to spawn by default. This is how Mario 64 works. And so the tactic I did here was, because Mario's forced to spawn here, and I didn't really like that, I forced Mario to spawn and then instantly teleport to Bob-omb Battlefield, which is where the rest of the game takes place, is Area 1 of Bob-omb Battlefield, which is the custom level that I made for the video. So originally, this model was made around 2 weeks before I made the creepypasta video, because this was originally a test to see if the game could run with a 38,000 polygon map, which it couldn't unless I put fog. So that was a complete coincidence right there. And there's one mistake in that video, well, in this map, that still makes me kind of irritated to this day. There was one main tree model, which you can kind of see if you kind of point out the oval right there. But I duplicated it 3 times across the map, and as you can tell, the first 2 times SketchUp was able to identify that this was ground, but I guess it kind of got stuck in a tree or something. Probably that tree actually. And clipped into the ground, meaning that you couldn't see the rocks or the tree stems on this part of the map. And I think the tree was somewhere. I guess I removed the tree when I finished the video. But I'll go spawn the tree in real quick. I think this is the right tree. No, it's not. Basically, oh, there it is. Okay, it was a palm tree that I replaced with the shadow. How I pulled this off, and what reminded me to make this video actually was a commenter in the last one who said that this was a tree, and he was right. What I did here, and I'll show that later once I get pictures of the editor, was it was kind of, the editor I was using was the default Microsoft editor, like to edit the video. And so how it was is that it was different sections, and what I would do is that when Mario got up to the evil shadow creature, I would pause, take a screenshot, crop the screenshot, distort it a bit, and then call that a crash, and then play a clip of the emulator restarting, which was the entire point. And then after it restarted, I would either A, spawn in more shadows, or change the color of the fog, which, to change the color of the fog at the time, I just did a whole different ROM because I guess that was easier. And there's another, oh, I'll talk about that later. So yeah, it starts off, it's the same ROM, and this is red fog. So this is the same model, but it's red. Now, there might be shadows in this one still. Nope, I removed the shadows in this one. There is, however, a warp in this tree, which I'll talk about later, because I guess I did mess with these ROMs after I made the video, which, in all honesty, I do not remember. But this warp is actually what I used to get to the Wario Skytree throne room, as one of the commenters said. So I'll show you how easy it was to make the final scene of the hack. Just kind of went along like this, honestly. Just gotta copy and paste the 3 trees, because, you know, scary. And boom. Just like that, that was the final part of the game. So scary. I'm surprised, because I made this in a call with friends originally, and I wasn't expecting people to take this seriously. In all honesty, I did. I mean, I was kind of memeing at the beginning, but then I kind of was like, you want to watch? Sure, whatever. And actually, people were like, oh my god, this is actually scarier than most horror movies. And I was like, what? But yeah, that's how I pulled that off. Now let's go to the final scene. Let's see. Hey, I didn't mess with this part. But right now, the editor doesn't show up, but this background is the flaming sky from, whoa, what was that angle? From Mario 64. But Wario isn't actually a tree. He is a tree, actually. I tested with it, but it didn't work. Let's see. The texture doesn't show up, but this is actually a texture of Wario. Or that might be just something else in the other game. Whatever, it didn't work, that's all I know. That's all I remember, I should say. And I modeled him into the model, where there is a really hastily made platforming couch with two shelves next to him. So what I did is I spawned in and I put the camera around here, that way you could just barely make out Wario and the two trees. Something like that. And then it cut back to a picture that I just found that my friend sent me, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And the video blew up overnight because it got into the YouTube algorithm, which I was actually surprised about. But now I'm gonna go in through the ROMs and gameplay, and I'll leave a link to the description where you can download them if you want. It's just the maps, there won't be any trees. If you want to play with the maps, you can go do that. I believe that's a problem with the shading on this map in in ROM Manager's emulator. But that's that, and now we're gonna move on to Red Fog and see how that looks now. And you can see Mario falling there because that's the initial loading zone. So this actually technically takes longer to load than usual. Now, as you can tell, there is a lot of lag, which is why I avoided that area. Actually, there's just a lot of lag overall. How did I deal with that? Actually, I remember. So I just sped up the emulator. Alright, there we go. That's not as fast as I had it, but I guess that's one way to deal with lag. So if you guys are playing with Project 64 when you're playing these maps, if you don't know how to speed up the emulator, you can press minus or equal. Alright, that's about right. But yeah, that's how I pulled that off. And if you might notice that Mario's coloring's different, which isn't in the original video, but I believe that's a problem with the shading on this map in ROM Manager's emulator. But that's that, and now we're gonna move on to Red Fog and see how that looks now. I think I got it, and it's snowing. So I guess I left this ROM off on the last stage of the game, which was it started snowing. The snow made this place lag a lot more than I initially remember. Jesus. Some of this is faster than the rest. But now I lost my spawn. I think I spawned here. It's one of these is to teleport to Wario's Skytree throne room. As someone said in the comments. I didn't really have a plan for this video. I just went along as the way. I was like, yeah, what's a creepy model that I have? And I was like, oh yeah, that forest could be creepy. So that's what I went with. I'm gonna restart it, try to find my spawn, because it's one of those trees where I put the warp hole after the video, as we saw earlier. I think it might be this one. Well, I'm gonna have to go back in the editor and move it because I have no idea. Alright, I found it. Apparently, I was going to the right tree, but it's actually the sideways one. And, oh my god. It actually crashed the game. Nice. Well, a weird thing about this crash is that I'll show it on the video right now. I'll show a screenshot. But for some reason, oh my god, this ROM's haunted. But for some reason, Mario disappeared on my screen, but on my video recorder, OBS, Mario's still there. Mario is a ghost. Oh my god, please tell me I finally fixed it. That took way too long to try to find out how to fix. I guess with Raw Manager's update, the program I use, since this game is like a year and a half old, well, like a year old now, it wasn't really working correctly, and my warp just straight up disappeared. So let's hope it works now. And it still crashes. What is wrong? Okay. Let's see if this one works finally. Nope. Well, quite frankly and quite honestly, I don't know what's wrong. I'm just gonna be frank. Uh. Uh. That is not happening on my screen. There's like, on OBS it says that it's stuttering the star back and forth, and I am not seeing that right now. I'll show the screenshot of that on screen too. I guess there's just something wrong. Alright, there we go. So, I fixed it, and after a lot of testing, I just had to reconnect all the warps and whatever, it works. Or so I thought it worked, but no, it still doesn't work. Man, this game really is cursed. Alright, I'm sorry, warps are hard, but this is it. We cannot play it in game apparently, because Mario 64 is dumb and won't connect the warps, even though it says that they're working, which they aren't. So, yeah, nope, that's how it looks. There you go. Alright, so for the final bit here, I will be doing developer commentary. I mean, I've gone through everything basically already, but now I'm going to show you exactly what I did and how I was thinking and how I did it throughout watching the video. That way you can get a better idea, because now you've seen behind the scenes, you've seen how I've done the models, and this is going to be the last little bit. And this video got a lot of support, and I guess I want to thank you all for that. I've tried to reply to as many constructive criticisms as I could, but now I'll be going over this and seeing how it is. Like I said, this video is capped at a nice solid 480p, and don't mind the activate Windows bottom watermark in the bottom right of my screen. I literally have a Windows 10 Pro license, but I don't care. But what I was thinking was that if I'm trying to make a kind of creepypasta-esque thing, I'm gonna come up with the most stupid excuse as to how I found it, which was an abandoned blockbuster. And right here, as you can tell, something happens here that I had no comments about, which surprises me. But I messed up in OBS today, and I guess I bumped a hotkey. But right here, there is no audio at all. OBS recorded no audio. It recorded audio at the beginning, but not at this point, which nobody pointed out. But in this moment, you can see the shadow for the first time, and the reason why it's clipping through the fog, somebody was like, man, you really motion tracked that shadow well, and I was like, what? But the reason why it's doing that is because Mario 64 trees aren't 3D, they're 2D, and for some reason I've seen this in other engines too, like Minecraft and all that. Once you put a texture like that facing through like fog or water, like a semi-solid texture, it just goes straight through it. I don't know what causes that, but that's just what happened in this video, and that's why you can see him over the fog. Seems to be a shadow thing in the distance. And for those that do not know, I actually took a texture from Mario Galaxy where they're called the Hell Valley Sky Trees, which is another reason why I made it a tree. But what I did here, and there's actually a mistake of how I did this earlier, is that I just took a screenshot of this, cropped it, and put it in my video editor, then put text over it. And that's how I did that part. And right there was just a clip of my emulator restarting, which I used the same clip throughout the entire video, and once again nobody noticed that. I mean, I didn't really get any comments about that, because there's nobody trying to debunk this, because I made it pretty clear that it was fake from the start. Someone was like, hey, is this all fake? And I'm not one of those YouTubers just gonna be like, no, it's real, I promise, guys. But I just took that, and I was like, yep, this is fake. I made it myself. It's pretty cool. And I had people begging me for the maps too. And I felt really bad because I lost the OBJ for the map, so I couldn't release it. But if any of you guys know how to export OBJs without RAW Manager, Like I said, links to the ROMs are in the description, so feel free. I don't care if you use my map, as long as you give me credit, please. But let's continue. Oh my god, I did not remember me transferring the red fog that fast. I thought I had 2 sections of the blue fog, whatever. But as you can see, I'm struggling with how leggy the ROM is right here. I do remember taking multiple takes of the snow section when I was falling out of the sky, which I didn't show how I did that, but I will explain it to you the best I can when we get there. But yeah, right now, as you can tell, I'm dealing with lag trying to find where I put this tree because I do not know where it is at this point. Or I'm trying to avoid it, just going through creepy forest. Oh, there it is. There's the shadow thing again. And in this one, something that was kind of obvious is that I didn't crop it right, and so at this point, when I walk up to it, it jitters to the right, which is noticeable when I play it like that. And let's see, another clip of the emulator. These are all different sections. This was editing hell, and this is gonna be even more editing hell because I'm using a different program this time. So I cut the snow right away, and now there's sound again. So I guess I realized that OBS wasn't recording sound that whole time. There it is. Now there's a mistake in one of my croppings of this. Ooh, that was a cool detail. Before I I don't think anybody really noticed this unless it was something cool, but once I restart the emulator there, the frame changes for like 0.2 seconds, I think it was, where it's a more corrupted frame. Let's see if I can pause on it. Yeah, you guys can pause the video and see that if you want, but yeah. I'm gonna turn that down, that's kind of annoying. But here's where I implement the music, and the sign I also didn't show. But basically, the sign says you're able to put text into a text box. Actually, I'm gonna go find that right now. Alright, so I found the sign in ROM Manager. Here is what it says from the developer's point of view. So I was just kind of memeing with this because the original idea was to just have it say this, and then in another section it would say leave now, leave before it's too late, and then the next section it would say this. So I was trying to make this video longer, but I'm just gonna be honest here, I was too lazy, so I just put them all in one, which is how it ended up. And so I put that's ID 36, and so if I put that sign with the ID 36, it plays the text. So yeah, that's how I did that. I actually saw a comment complain about this. It was like, I hate how the sign was like, oh no, you better leave, and then, oh wait, time's up now, dead. The comment, I think, was supposed to be kind of a hate comment, but I don't care. I take all hate comments as constructive criticism, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot about this shitty mic quality. But I don't care, honestly. I'm going to fix it myself when I feel like it. But, I really think that it was a dumb decision, because I could have made this actually scary if I wanted to. But like I said, I was just memeing around. I didn't really feel like it. Because there's really no point. Because I find YouTube videos like that kind of annoying. But I do like making ominous, actually kind of scary, not clickbaity videos. Because videos like, oh my god, I found the Shadow Demon in Mario 64. That can get a lot of views if you try to clickbait it and all that. But I'm not about that. I just want to make something that someone could actually enjoy. And I think people enjoyed this really crap video I made last year. And here is the mistake I was talking about. So if we go back here, I want you guys to look at the bottom right of my screen when I hit this shadow. This thing shows up. And what that is that the cropping tool, which I use Paint.net, for some reason, I guess I just put that over it. I don't know what that is. That might be something about the editing software, actually, now that I think about it. But I don't know. But that shows up, and I noticed it on like viewing 4, and I was like, oh my god. And nobody pointed that out, because I don't really think anybody really cared to, if they saw it. But I think this is the last crash before I start doing the whole, there was no transition when I fell out of the sky thing, which actually kind of ruined the whole point of the video. Yeah, there it is. So, how I did this is that in a ROM manager, which I'll show you now. So what I did here for this part of Mario falling out of the sky without any transition was I actually had a breakable box, I think it's called, yeah. I had a big breakable box, and when I would spawn on the box, like I had it right under him, and then I would just break the box and fall out of the sky, right? And so I just started recording when Mario was falling out of the sky, which was the point of trying to make Mario just fall out of the sky without any falling animations or anything. And so that's why Mario does like that, but it just kind of looks hastily edited, like I was trying to make it look like blatantly bad. But that was just a side effect of me trying to have different ideas, because I wanted to make it different every time. So let's just continue on and see what else I find. Once again, you can see one of the fragments on the power meter, which is me just duplicating a square and putting it back in using the paint on net. That one you can tell I actually jumped off, because in Mario 64 it would say that you fall. You are not able to do anything other than ground pound, I think. I think that's only certain spawns. But with how I set up these spawns, which were Mario Warp spawns, you fall basically doing circle dives. And you can't do anything until you hit the ground. But in this instance, I was flying out of the sky, and I was able to jump kick, which I didn't really think anybody would notice, and I didn't get any comments about it. But I think it would just made it look blatantly fake, and it's how I made it turn out. Because you can tell Mario's at a different trajectory and everything. He's falling backwards, so I must have jumped backwards off of the box. And right there was a pretty smooth transition, actually. He just walked in and there was a warp hole there. For those that don't know, Nintendo 64s just can't load that fast, even on emulator. And so I walked into the shadow and just cut to this, already warped. And I already had 3 stars on this save file, which I guess is a side effect of me not renaming the game. And how I pulled off the GUI not showing up was I just removed all numbers in Quad 64, so the course number doesn't show up here, which I guess is a cool side effect. I think that may have added more depth into the video, but it also just shows that it's Whomp's Fortress and red coins in the aisle, so that kind of just defeats the whole point. Oh no, what star should I choose? Oh, I had the camera in a completely different spot. But yeah, Wario is extremely visible. And as you can tell, I took a texture from Bowser's Bowser 1 and put the sky texture in the back there. At this point, the game freezes. And at the end, I like put a little the face, and I put like a little frame that said "Help me" or something. I don't remember. But yeah, that is the entire developer commentary and the maps, the downloads. That is everything to this video that I posted last year. And honestly, I just want to, at the end here, I just want to have a nice thank you. Sorry that this was drawn out and probably just mostly dumb in general. This was a cool video, and I'm glad I was able to actually get people to like something I made for once. Because beforehand, this was just a bunch of trailers and stuff on my channel. And I kind of want to make a video talking about all my failed projects, because I have a lot of projects that I want to show. Because I have a lot of ROM hacks that never saw the light of day, and one ROM hack I'm working on right now. But hey, I might upload more Mario 64 shit posts, more Mario 64 creepypastas, whatever. There's stuff coming, so don't unsub just yet. All right, see how crap my content gets, and then upsub. Just hold on, guys, please. But yeah, thank you for watching, and see you guys later. As a little thing at the end here, if you want to download the maps, they will be in ROMhack format .z64. You're going to need to get a program called Flips, which I'll also leave a link to on romhacking.com, because that makes it that way I can actually have them in the description without this video getting taken down, because it's technically not pirating if it's .bps. So yeah, if you want to go actually get the ROMs, go to romhacking.com. If you don't already have Flips, download Flips. And you're going to need your own Mario 64 ROM, which you should legally obtain. I'm not going to tell you how to get that. I'm not going to show you how to get that. But once you have a Mario 64 ROM and Flips, you can actually decompile it using the BPS format and then make it into a ROM and then play it on any emulator, Project 64, Mupen, whatever you want. But yeah, that's just to clear that up if you were wondering.